Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, Atn covers it all on Atn Politics.
Democracy is measured not by its leaders doing extraordinary things, but by its citizens doing things extraordinarily well. That's by John Gardner. If we are to keep our democracy, there must be one commandment: thou shalt not ration justice. With those few words of mine, not actually mine, I welcome you to Atn Politics. Atn Politics is this network's, Atlantic Television Network's, flagship program that discusses core political trends with relevant political stakeholders. Today on Atn Politics, we will be discussing core issues from different political landscapes, such as Shaibu says Obaseki is dictatorial. Senate passes bill for local government fiscal transparency. Labour Party urges Akpabio to declare lawmakers' seats vacant. And Bode George urges PDP Board of Trustees to resolve crisis in Edo State and Rivers State. Before I get to my guests, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll head straight into business. You're welcome to Atn Politics.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
Atn covers it all on Atn Politics today.
Corruption not in my country.
Driver, why you just dey jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask oh?
Because this road where they see so, it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just dey vote for government, but we not get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey, light o usai, the infrastructure nko e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
No vex, now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on Atn.
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourables,
you human traffickers.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day our lives are changed by...
Welcome back to Atlantic Television Network on our program ATN Politics. I am your host Raymond Ken Mbata, and our guest today is a strong, very worded political analyst, nationwide known, with his laurels filled up, but he is going to drop some tidbits for us today. I'm talking of no other than Ifeanyichukwu Ugochukwu. It's a pleasure, sir, having you on ATN Politics again.
Good evening, and I'm happy to be here again.
It's a pleasure, sir.
It's always a pleasure talking Nigeria.
It's a pleasure. You're
We'll
welcome,
be
sir.
tired until we get this country working.
Definitely, that's why we're here.
Progress is our key.
Definitely, sir.
Good evening, Rivers people. Good evening, Nigerians.
All right, with that, let's head straight into business. Reinstated Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, said had his principal Godwin Obaseki been reasonable and spoken to him well, he would have dropped his governorship ambition to allow the governor have his way in order to preserve their relationship. Shaibu, who described Obaseki as a dictator, said that he became more resolved to pursue his governorship ambition after Obaseki threatened he would destroy him if he did not back down. Shaibu, who has now defected from the PDP to the All Progressive Congress, spoke on Wednesday when he paid a courtesy visit to the APC National Working Committee in Abuja. He said he felt betrayed by Obaseki despite all his sacrifices and loyalty to him. Yes, sir. we are saying, should I call it the ending epilogues of a running battle between Godwin Obaseki and Philip Shaibu. Philip Shaibu is making some insinuations that the dictatorial stance or method that Obaseki went through with him during those trying times of his trying to contest or trying to throw in his hat for the governorship ticket, that Obaseki was very dictatorial to him, and that even made his resolve to contest more resolute. Do you think that deputy governors are not given that due respect that they have the capacity, and they are always or often overlooked by their principals as maybe you are an underling and should remain so. You should not say a word until I say. What do you think is the relationship, before we delve in between Philip Shaibu and Godwin Obaseki? Let's understand the dynamic
between the governors and their deputies
in Nigeria. Yes, sir.
We could flip over to the U.S. and just say what is happening in the U.S. now, where Biden has thrown his weight behind Kamala Harris.
Exactly.
To contest for the first seat in the United States, which is the United States presidency. When you look at the Nigerian factor, governors and their deputies go into alliance, and then given that the Constitution did not provide so much working templates for the deputy governors, they are the mercy and the whims and caprices of their principals, who are the governors. Then again, because of this greed nature of the Nigerian man not to grow a successor, we don't grow successors, we grow puppets. The problem between governors and their deputies is because your deputy, to a large extent, will know you through and through. Will know even when you want to sideline him, but when the going was good, let me put it in like that, he will lay his heart on the table just to convince you to be able to, right through your back. But when the coast is clear, he tends to sideline the deputy. So, because most of them, truth be told, their deputies are their backbones. Their deputies are the people that makes them. That you're the governor does not mean that you have the wherewithal to garner a lot of support for you to ascend to that throne. And remember that also the kingmakers in Nigeria, when it comes to states or the federal, they also have input on who becomes a deputy. So the deputy has a cloud also. So you can't do away with that. So the deputy, price itself, you could remember what happened during the Obasanjo era, 1999. If we are students, the governorship elections has taken place, and Atiku had won. Atiku Abubakar has won to be the governor of Adamawa State. And he was put to come and, vie Olusegun Obasanjo. So you could see, because of that, Yaradua, the late senior Yaradua, not Musa Yaradua. They had their PMB or what. There is one political party they founded during the Second or Third Republic. So Atiku was still having that clout. He was now the leader left among those who formed that party. And the party was, part of the people that formed PDP. So they were looking at his clout within the North to galvanize vote so that PDP could win. That was why they now went into alliance with Atiku Abubakar. It was pure alliance. It was not even that Atiku won under PDP. It was because of that particular political party that subsumed itself with the formulation of PDP. That is what gave Atiku that, clear coast.
PDM.
PDM, God bless you, PDM, for him to now come into the AP. So you could see the powers or the popularity that vice president or vice governors will. So when you come to why their principles do not allow them, Nigerians like a lot of accolades. How did Muhammadu Buhari come back to power? It's because of Obasanjo, who prized himself as a former president, former military head of state, and the civilian president. He wanted to get the same accolades as a former head of state and also a former civilian president. If you go down memory lane, you look the people like Jonathan, an acting governor, substantive governor, acting vice president, substantive vice president, and then a president that won election for 4-year tenure. And why they truncated his second tenure was that if you now calculate it, Jonathan will be doing more than Olusegun Obasanjo in when you count number of years they become presidents. Our people are greedy and our people are selfish. That was the why you don't want somebody to outnumber the years you have ruled. I don't know if you're getting the gist.
I do.
So when you talk about deputies and governors, Shaibu would have completed his 8th year in November. 1st November. No, as a deputy governor.
As a deputy governor, yes.
Then Obaseki will now be asking himself, why will this person be a deputy governor and again another governor for 8 years? This is where the meat of the matters are. So they don't want them to outshine them. You know the 48 laws of power. Do not outshine the master. When you want to outshine the master has a way of curtailing your excesses. And this is what is happening in Nigeria, and which is not good for our democracy, because if you have groomed your deputy, and if all of them who pride themselves that they want continuity is just for mouth, just for mere campaign aphorism. Just like in River State, what prevented the Nyesom Wike from allowing his deputy to continue? If you are talking of continuity, which is the mantra on which they rode from 2023 to general elections, then if you are talking of continuity, is your deputy who has that vision and who has queued in already to stand by you in under rain and shine, thick and thin, then why will it come to the time that you will now say this is where the consummation of continuity will come into play, and you now begin to fight your deputy? So I look at it as it's just that Nigerians who like so much accolades do not want another person to outshine them.
Okay. Wow. That's a good point of view. I never saw things from that aspect, but it does make sense.
This is a pure Nigerian politician in play. You know, this is their minute thing. They don't think about the larger society. Politics is an interest-driven game. It's a game that is played by other interest groups. But what is it in Nigeria? You lord it over. So if this is your party man, and this is somebody you are having meeting with, that is why you see most of them, they don't go on vacation and transmit power. Some of them will go on vacation or go to wherever they are going. They carry the power and go, jettisoning what the Constitution have said. That is why you see a lot of press statements and all this coloration flying here and there of Makinde, who wants to travel on vacation and is transmitting power to the deputy. Why must you make noise about it? Because it doesn't happen. Look at during Olusegun Obasanjo's time. You know, civil servants were literally forced to go on vacation. We are talking about politicians. What of those civil servants in their offices? But when you drop today and stop breathing, another person takes over. That is what the Bible says. The good book says that when Judas Iscariot goofed, when it came for the time for the 12 tribes of Israel to come together, which is significant, the significant playing out in the 12 apostles, they said his seat let another take. And in the Catholic Church, nobody is indispensable. In our secular world today, you find that people don't even, you know, it's because of corruption, because of appetite. You feel that when I go, they will uncover what I'm doing. If you are working sincerely in your office for the development and for the, you know, lay down principles of what your office depicts, why will you be afraid of going on break to go and relax your nerves and clear your head from the office activities? That is why you see even some people will work overtime When other people have gone, they will want to sleep in the office as if it's their father's property. That is why a politician will be, when it's time for the politician to leave the stage, you find out that they are making trouble here and there.
Okay, but be that as it may, there is still war, political war per se.
In Edo State.
In Edo State.
Yes.
What do you think, what's your predictions concerning the blowback that Godwin Obaseki will get from underrating or cutting down per se his Eswire deputy, and the repercussions it might be both on his party, the PDP, because Shaibu is now with the APC. What are the political fortunes that will be reaped by Shaibu and will be felt per se in the negative form by Obaseki, if there will be any?
Shaibu has started reaping his dividends of going back home. He did not cast carpet, let me say it. And Obaseki, on the other hand, whether PDP clinches the ticket, the seat or not, it is none of his business. He has gotten his fair share. Yeah. He will just leave and he's gone for good. So he's not even thinking the way the question you're asking. Okay. This is the pure Nigerian politician. Let us pull down the roof. Once I have gotten my fair share, you use the ladder to climb, you push the ladder off so that another person will not come. That is why he is not a party man. And if you're taking another look at it, you find out that when you serve the first master, and there is a problem, you serve the second master, there is a problem. Who will you think is the troublemaker? The troublemaker in the house now is Obaseki. Yes. If he fell out with Adam Soshomole, it could be understood, oh, his politics is this and that. Then what of Shaibu, who stood with him, who even, threw caution to the wind and left his uncle and his mentor for the sake of protecting Obaseki's interest. And he went with Obaseki. When Obaseki would bless him and anoint him, Obaseki chastised him. So who is the major troublemaker in the house? It's Obaseki. So for me, the person that will be benefiting is Shaibu. Shaibu attended the APC caucus meeting where he was received by the president, and if he has been a PDP deputy governor, he will not be sitting there, because in Edo State APC now he's the highest office ranking member. Yes. That is why when they had the meeting of their NEC and the ESCO, he was invited and he was formally inducted into the chambers. At least he has started reaping his dividends of cross-carpeting. Exactly. And he's feeling at home. But for what he's ranting about being responsible and all that, I think he's just playing to the gallery, because this is what politicians in Nigeria do. When the center is no longer holding, you find out that they will be speaking from discordant tunes from another side of the mouth. You know that Obaseki is dictatorial. That has been his nature. He's someone that does not listen to anyone. So is it now that you're going to say it for you to make a news? You know that Obaseki is someone that goes with his mindset. You know that Obaseki is someone who does not care how you feel. So once it is not favorable for him, he pulls down the roof. So for me, he has not made any statement. And given the nature and the characteristics of Nigerian politicians, that is what Obaseki represents. And that is where, maybe when they fell out with Oshomole, my brother Shaibu did not understand it very well. But now the coast is clear, because he has attempted to outshine the master and has gotten whipped. Okay. So for me, where Obaseki, what Shaibu will be doing now is for him to pull together, which I've been telling you, yes, that he will pull towards APC. Whether he was still in PDP and I did not expect him to formally cross-carpet in this time of the electioneering period, but all of us knew that his mind, his soul has left PDP. He's now hibernating with APC. After donating his campaign office and vehicles to them, nothing left. So for him to win and win convincingly, to the shame of Obaseki, he should, play the grassroots politics of which he is known to make sure that APC wins. When APC wins, he has triumphed. Then he is still very young. He will still have his day as a governor, as a governor of Edo State, because he's popular. And again, by the time the person that will be coming from the senatorial zone in which they zoned it, which knocked him off, you know, his senatorial zone will be positioned to take over. And if APC still lives, he will have his day as the governor of, even as a private candidate. He can win the governorship in Edo State because he has the clout, has the grassroots support, and he is a leader par excellence.
Oh, good, good. All right. We are open, Atlantic Television Network are open for advert placements in this kind of show, Atn Politics. We are open for your advert placements, bookings, and commercials, and you can connect with us and watch us on our ATN socials also. On Facebook and YouTube, we're on Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Now let's delve into the next story for discussion. Senate has passed for the first reading a bill aimed at enhancing fiscal transparency in local government administration. The bill, known as the Local Government Fiscal Accountability Bill 2024, mandates the publication of monthly allocations to all local government areas from the Federation account. All right, let's delve deeper a bit, although for a short period of time. We're trying to manage the time.
Manage our time.
But it's worthy of delving into. I understand, first of all, that local government chairmen do not have immunity.
Of course.
Yes. And there's a bill that has been set forth that is about to make it public any allocation coming from FAC to the local governments. Is that really going to limit corrupt tendencies in the local government?
Is that your question?
Yes, sir.
You see, Ray, this is Nigeria. Let me take you back. You know, when I speak a lot about Nigeria, they think is so when you have experienced other climes, and you see how workable, you know, governance, policies, and the government apparatus work, you cannot but appreciate and begin to fall in love with it, and you will only, you know, be praying that your country does the same, both in West, on paper, and in practicality.
I understand where you're coming from, because Nigeria has a way of making us believe that the same laws that apply every other place will not work here.
No, it will, because it is the same human beings. It's not the angels that are making the policies of other. No, we have fantastic human beings.
Very fantastic.
The only thing is that our society, just like you have in psychology, you have what is called stereotyping. Stereotyping is when you now designate how somebody should live his life instead of the way you want. So when you're going this way, they say, the kings do not go to the farm. Ladies do not carry block. That is society. Don't ladies have bones? You understand? So the system of Nigeria stereotypes the public office holders because there is corruption that is not being checkmated. There are no database. There are no laid-down principles to check corruption, because people use the process of corruption to bribe those who should be oversighting them. Why do you think that all these oversight functions that senators do is not working? Because when you go, why do you think that there are no sanitary sanitation supervisors in Nigeria again? Why do you think there are no, where do you call it, forest guards? Government will employ somebody, the person in his mind we say, oh, you their office, they collect your own. You say, make I day here. So once somebody comes, the person is already open to collecting a gunje. with his mind, his principle in the office is collecting. So that is what brought us to where we are. Nobody is ready to do that in which you are sent to do.
Because you
have this mindset, corrupt mindset, that even the person that have sent you there, hence you are there under rain and shine. Because let us face the fact, duties and the functions of each section of the services in Nigeria are not the same.
Exactly.
Some policemen are on the road, some are in the office.
Yeah.
Some are there to receive calls, knowing where they will now mobilize their men and all that. So you will not say that because I'm standing on the road and this person is in the office, that you people, they are not doing the job. No. So that is what has brought us to where we are. But the time we understand that your job and the job of somebody in the office is in tandem. You're working in synergy. Without you, that person has nobody to mobilize. And without you there, he has no feedback. We begin to understand it. So let me go back to what we are saying. You know that during the time of Ojos Okalo in Abia State, he was publishing his monthly allocation. How did it curtail? How did it make Ojos Okalo not to face corruption charges of looting and misappropriation, which he was convicted and he was sentenced?
Exactly.
But the Nigerian society, there is always a clause and loophole where lawyers and politicians cash in to liberate themselves. Gave him the leeway, and he's still in the red chambers. Nobody is talking about retrial again. He's gone. So that is it. So what will the publishing of the monthly allocation that goes to the local governments do? Because there are works to be done. The only thing is to overbloat the proposal. The civil servants in the local governments will help the chairman of the local government and the councillors and supervising councillors to overbloat the quota for each given work to be done. There, the monies go. So as simple as that, because we don't have the mechanism of following the money. You will say, okay, look at a job that is being done. A private person will do this work at 1 million. You go to the government sector, they are doing it at 10 billion. Can any reasonable human being look at it and fathom the distance between the monies? A private citizen can do the same job and get the same value, and you now go to the government sector, you are doing it at a rate of 10 billion. They say, contractors, put at this one. And if that, believe you me, if the same job lasts for over a year, there will be a review. Monies will be added to the 10 billion. So that is where the corruption lies. So by the time we purge our minds and we begin to get people that have the interests of the masses at heart, and the Nigerian system begins to, follow the money and make conscious effort to, let the financial crime commissions work, like the EFCC and the ICPC, and not use it as a witch hunt, and not use it as an arm of the presidency, a parastatal, attached to the presidency to witch hunt his perceived political opponents. Then it will begin to work, because other people has come to Nigeria to copy how EFCC works. Other nations, you don't know that Nigeria has this, there is one institution in Jos, in Kuru Jos, that is for, I think is, the name will come, is an institute for studies of, where they study about crime. How to deal with crime. Strategic Institute of Strategic Studies, Kuru.
Policy and strategic
yes, NIPS in Kuru, Jos.
Yes, in Jos.
Other nations in Africa come there to study and go and and make it work in their nations. Okay. But what of where the institution is domiciled? Because Nuhu Ribado is a product of that place. Muhammad Bawa, the former EFCC chairman. Before you become an EFCC chairman, you must have gone through that training in that institute. But other people come, they go to their country and begin to fight corruption. While in Nigeria, after we train people there, they come and become tutelage and tools in the hands of politicians.
Okay, but can you, maybe, let's say in a very short sentence or per se, say what do you think could be the right approach for the lawmakers, for the national lawmakers, for the federal lawmakers to do to be able to checkmate looting and corruption in the local governments since they have been given autonomy?
We have all the laws. There are no more laws to be made. Nigeria has a fantastic law, but implementation, they will. Okay, they are implementing it, but yes, but the will to implement it tenaciously is the problem. Because you send them, like now,
that is true how you want.
Yes, like now, the Senate is passing the appropriation and say publish. Tomorrow you will hear that they will create more jobs for themselves because they would like to oversee. Some of the oversight functions will be in the local government. They will now in the Senate create a committee for local government affairs. You will see it.
Because some lawmakers are in River State right now. They came for some oversight functions. I don't know if it's going to bring out fruit.
No, they have oversight functions on according to the committees in the Senate.
Exactly.
In the work they are doing in each state.
Yes, but did he come for real oversight work, or he came to...
No, he came for politicking.
Okay,
he came to add value to what he's politicking about, because Rivers has become his maternal home. He's an adopted son of the governor of Rivers State. So look at it. They will create a local government committee in the Senate. That's where they are going. When they return from recess, you can take that to CBN Bank.
Okay.
So when they create it, the senators, instead of the House of Assembly members, according to the Constitution of Nigeria, who has given making of laws that govern the local government into the hands of the state houses of assemblies, the Senate will begin to overhead them. Because Mr. President has gone to court, has won a court case, and now the laws that will be governing local governments are now being turned out from the Nigerian Senate. Is that what the Constitution says? That's an aberration to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended in 1999. So once they create a committee to oversight the local governments, they begin to collect their own part of the share, because the minister in the federal system will be interested in what happens in his state local governments.
Yes.
Again, the party in power and people in the Senate will be interested in who becomes the local government chairman. But you know, they have left that for the governor to deal with. But now there will be a power play in the local governments, and it will worsen even the little improvement and the little peanut the governors we are giving local governments and trying to see that some jobs are done in the local governments, we cease. And then the local government will suffer the more in Nigeria. At the end of the day, who is going to probe who? Who is coming to oversight who? So all these monies that you will see that is being published on the newspapers, at the end of the day, who probes them? The local government chairman becomes richer. The councillors becomes richer. Somebody can fail an election going for House of Representatives. He will now vie for election to become a local government chairman because they are now getting their quotas directly. Yeah. What happened in River State? Because they knew that there is money in the local government in River State, people who left the House of Assembly, who should have been contesting for election, going to Abuja to speak for their people, remain here in River State. Either they go back to the House or they vie for local government chairman, because there are a lot of monies that are pushed there, and they use them as structures to win election for the state governor.
Exactly.
And by extension, determining how the votes are given to the to whoever is coming to be the president of Nigeria. So that is the only politics you see in Nigeria. So is an avenue to stifle the local governments, is an avenue to create more money for local government, that a local government election will now become a do-or-die affair. At the end of the day, the senators will enrich themselves. The House of Representatives will create a committee on local government oversight, will enrich themselves. Then the minister of the federation from each given state will be interested in who becomes the chairman of local governments. At the end of the day, the people suffers the more in the hands of these Nigerian politicians. So it is going to be, it is not Uhuru. It's rather going to be a time of weeping and wailing in the local governments, because a lot of interest will want to be. So there is no way you can ask me to profile a solution on how the monies will be.
I do get it
will be accounted for.
That was very apt. That was very apt. I must give it to you. It was very apt, because where there is no way, there is no way. But we have to find a way out of the situation we have created for ourselves. But be that as it may, let's approach this topic called Labour Party has given the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, a 3-day ultimatum to declare the seat of Senator Ezenwa Onyewuchi vacant following his defection to the All Progressive Congress. The party warned that failure to comply with would lead to legal action to reclaim the mandate given by the Imo East electorates. In a letter to the Senate President, the party expressed regret over supporting Onyewuchi, who was defeated in the PDP primary election, and accused him of betraying the trust of the party that revived his political career. The party demands that Onyewuchi's seat be declared vacant to reflect his change in party affiliation. I mean, this is almost a reflection of what is happening now in the House of Assembly in Rivers State.
Yes.
That if they have decamped, if they have defected, they should lose their seats. And this is now playing in the red chambers. The Labour Party caucus asking the Senate President to declare the seat of the senator that decamped from Labour Party to APC vacant. What's your take on this?
You know, I will take it very snappy.
Okay.
But there will be a lot of meat in it.
It's
you know, Rivers State, why you see the Rivers State issue lingering is that PDP National is not interested.
Okay.
If PDP National is not divided, they might not be divided to the extent that is very obvious. But there is a lot of intra-power play in PDP, of which Nigerians know. And because the powers that be in PDP have not come out to say, oh, this party belongs to us, and the vote those assembly members has garnered belongs to us, so who will come and say? If a man marries a wife and he has not come out to abuse the wife, accusing her of infidelity, who is that person that will come and accuse the wife of infidelity? So that is the only avalanche, the only alibi that the House members in PDP in Rivers State they are having, because the National has not come to stick out their neck and said, yes, you have defected or you have not. They left the fight for the governor. It's just a personal fight. It has not become a party affair. And who owns the vote? The party. Who made the candidate? The party. So let us not go into the power play and the intricacies in Rivers State.
Okay.
But what is happening to Senator Onyewuchi Ezenwa is that he has shot himself on the foot because he came back to the Senate by the will of the people. And that will of the people was made manifest by the organic support that Nigerians gave to Peter Obi when he moved to Labour Party. Yeah. There's nothing like Labour Party. Labour Party is Obi. If Obi leaves Labour Party today, Labour Party goes back to its original nature. So most of them that rode onto the Obi mantra and went to the Senate because they are not politicians. They have forgotten that the power belongs to the people. It's because of how the outcome of 2022 election went. That is why you see some people can still have the nerves to leave Labour Party and cross carpet. Maybe they think that the people's spirit have been dampened. But let us see what will happen with what will be the outcome of the protest that will be coming from the 1st of April. It can resonate the people's consciousness again. That is the way I'm seeing it. So if it goes as planned, any politician will be very mindful of what. Of course, now they are mindful because they are now trying to donate half of their salary and all that. It's just a way of pacifying the people because they have seen that the Nigerian people has woken up to the reality to hold their leaders accountable. So if in the foregoing that what he could do to the people that voted him into power is to cross carpet, then what is the viability of APC in the state where he's coming from, if not for the type of politics we have in Nigeria? And how is the perception of the governor of Imo State to the average Imolite? What is the perception of APC in Imo State? That's the question he will ask himself. Or is he thinking that he has safeguarded, if cross-carpeting had made him to safeguard his political stool? No. And if Labour Party is asking for Akpabio to declare his seat vacant, they have every right to do that because now...
Would the prayer be granted?
Yes, because now, if he's not granted,
is there any precedent to that?
They will have their day in court. Because you know that why those people cross carpet and their seats are not being declared vacant, the declaration of vacancy is the prerogative of the Senate President. Even when your fellow party members in the House are against it, the person,
the Senate President,
the Senate is the one that will. But if he's now the one that is receiving you into his own party, we has the locus to declare a seat vacant.
Well, are we seeing a headway there?
No, let us test that in the court of law. In court. Because the Labour Party will go to the court.
Prior to now, which politician has been penalized, has lost his seat?
No, because it has not been contested.
I mean, since 1999.
Yes, it has not been contested in the court.
So we are in the period of change now that it can happen.
Yes, it can happen. Let us contest it. According to the constitution, he has to lose his seat because the vote is for the party. Let him go and recontest, and the party will present another candidate to go and vie for the seat. So that is where I'm seeing it. Let him go and try his luck. Hence, he had decided to betray the party. You know, he cross-carpeted from PDP because PDP in Imo State was dying, and he was not picked to return back to the Senate. He now found he now found the Labour Party as an alibi. He now pinched tent and find it as a refugium peccatorum, and he now succeeded with the obese clout, and he was sent back. The only rewards after 1 year. I don't know how many times he has visited his senatorial district, how many times he has given back to the people, is for him to cross carpet. That is a pure Nigerian politician. They're only self-centered and selfish.
Okay, let's
their dealings.
Let's look at this, the last story for discussion today. Former National Deputy Chairman, Southwest of the People's Democratic Party, Olabode George, has called on the party's Board of Trustees to urgently wade into the crisis rocking its Rivers and Edo chapters. The elder statesman lamented that the crisis is assuming an ugly dimension that needs the urgent intervention of the party leaders. Speaking during the television program, George said that opposition parties' chances of winning elections in the two states will be undermined if its leaders fail to resolve the lingering disputes in the affected chapters. Sir, we have very few minutes, very short time, but hit the point, hit the nail on the head. Does Bode George expect the PDP? I know you are delved into it and delved out, but do you think Bode George his word is enough to make the PDP Board of Trustees go into the cases in Edo State and River State?
You see, Edo State's problem is already solved.
Okay.
It has
so time has overtaken that.
Yes, because
events have overtaken that.
It's self-servient. You understand?
Okay.
Because the Obi and Shaibu has already made their decisions to move to the APC, and they have been received.
Exactly.
So PDP has lost 2 big weights. Exactly. The deputy national chairman of PDP South. The deputy governor. So they have lost 2 big weights. So there is no need of crying foul, and they know that APC will become the party in power. That
PDP in Rivers State, the governor is crying that the party is not. He has lost trust in the party being able to deliver him from.
So I will say that the crisis in Rivers State is self-inflicted.
Okay.
The governor, Similaya Fubara, with all due respect to him, is a self-inflicted crisis, because he has all the opportunities to go and reconcile. Remember that Mr. President called them and they had the 8-point reconciliative agenda.
Exactly.
He came and implemented some, he didn't implement some. Then he also has, he knows the way to the house of the FCT minister, exactly. Even here in Rume Prekon or in Abuja. And this is politics. Politics is an interest-driven game. They are not dragging farmland. They are not dragging wives. So it is that interest that they have to renegotiate. Hence, there is a fallout. It is now an opportunity for you to go and renegotiate. Because when there is war, there is also a time to judge. And when it's time to judge, you negotiate from your area of strength. The governor has gotten his area of strength. At least he has gotten his freedom, so to say.
Okay.
The fight he's fighting now is to make sure that he has grip on the structure of PDP. But if he's liberating himself, the Supreme Court has affirmed him. The Mr. President has saved him from impeachment.
Is he going to be able to continue with a revalidation of his membership of the PDP?
See,
he took the PDP to court, saying that they didn't want.
This is politics. Anything can happen.
The Congresses shouldn't hold in
anything can happen in politics. Okay. I don't stick out my leg for politicians, because when their interest is on the table, the reconciliation is very near. So, but what Bode George is doing, he has said now, is that Bode George should be talking. They should not be making it a public matter. Okay. They should go underground. That mechanism, that system with which Olusegun Obasanjo do resolve issues. PDP has had major issues more than what we are seeing now. When Nigeria was in the state of nascent democratic state, so the PDP has all the way without other apparatus to resolve this issue. But who will bear the cat? Even Bode George, as he's talking, can he go and meet Enyesom Wike? Who is going to call Enyesom Wike and say, okay, allow this to go, allow this to run, allow this to be? When he is talking about his investment, this is politics. And where were they when he was the Lone Ranger? That is why nobody can talk. So now meet a Fobara who is the other faction. Because there is no way, I've told you, there is no way somebody can go to Enyesom Wike and say, go and beg Fobara. No. It is an affront. Because he is the kingmaker. It is now behoves on those people who are going on national television, who are speaking ill of the crisis in River State. Do one thing, tell Fobara, go and meet your godfather. Because Fobara cannot turn. Let us not even call kingmaker or your father or your political godfather. You saw what Shaibu did. Yeah. Shaibu, immediately he stepped into the place they are having meeting. He went straight and genuflected before Oshomole. And Oshomole patted him at the park. And that was all that is needed. You don't even need to speak so much grammar and try to make peace. Go to Enyesom Wike. Oga, I'm sorry, sir. Oga, I've come. I say, make I can't see you today. It's finished. As simple as that. You don't even need to go there and begin to read a litany of letters and all that. But if Enyesom Wike comes home and the governor goes, Oga, I was going to Rumibo. I saw litany of security men. I said maybe Oga there. I said make I can't see Oga, you don't finish.
Okay.
So this is something that can be managed in the microzonic way. Not all this thing that they are making politics out of it. This person will come and speak, the other person will come and say, they are only fueling the likes of Bode George and the Edwin Clark. They can do enough. Okay. They can do a lot to bring this issue, resolve it overnight, and the people will only see a newspaper carrying it in the morning where two of them are holding hands and smiling. With this, I think PDP have all it takes to resolve the issue and let them not continue to disturb the public space.
That's a good window.
With the crisis in Rivers State.
That's a window of hope there. That's a window of
hope. There is nothing, I don't see anything in the crisis. The only thing is that ego is playing out. And those who want to feed where they did not sow. Because immediately there is reconciliation, you know that the wheat will be separated from the chaff.
Let us thank our guest for coming here today to share with us what he thinks about these political happenings around our terrain. He is invaluable when it concerns, insofar as political analysis in Nigeria is concerned. I want to say thank you very much, Gochukwu Ifeanyichukwu. It's a pleasure having you on ATN Politics. Always, you're invaluable to Nigeria, you're invaluable to the black race, you're invaluable to the world.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you here.
And more grace to your able.
Thank you very much.
We continue to thank the ATN family for always making this opportunity available for us to speak to Nigerians.
The pleasure is ours, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And this is where we wrap it up. Stay connected on our ATN socials. I am Raymond Ken Mbata. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Stay tuned on Atlantic Television Network.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today. Every day.